deal as people are making it out to be. Kind of. If you missed it, yesterday, it was reported that the Fantastic Four only grossed $11.7 million domestically in its second Friday, making it an 80% drop from its debut. Of course, everyone's saying the MCU is dead, that it's over, but I think this may be more of an indictment on movies today in general than just comic book movies. So far, Fantastic Four has made nearly $270 million worldwide. Where I also need to remind you that they've already generated $170 million in media value from brand partnerships and promotions. So with their break-even point pretty much being $500 million, they're pretty much already there. So to be honest, they're gonna break even and make a profit. But I'd be lying to you if I told you that this drop isn't a big deal. But the big problem with movies, comic book movies, all movies in general lately have been the international markets. Look at Fantastic Four here, nearly a 63 to 36% split. Whereas usually when it comes to the MCU, the international money usually gives the MCU films a big bump. Look at Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, nearly a 43 to 57% split when it comes to domestic to international. But they had a big drop from their first Friday to their second Friday as well, from $90 million to $17 million. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, again, a 42 to 57% split, but again, a $48 million drop to a $15 million drop. But look at what these movies made internationally. Take China, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They had an opening weekend of nearly $28 million. Put it into perspective of Fantastic Four with a $4 million opening in China. And look at the splits when it comes to domestic and international when it comes to other MCU movies this year. Look at Brave New World, 48 to only 51. And only a $10 million opening in China. Thunderbolts, nearly a 50-50 split. But again, only a $10 million opening in markets like China. This has been a problem across all movies going back to last year, with global ticket sales falling at a double-digit clip in 2024 due to a sharp drop in China. Worldwide revenue slumped 10% to $30.5 billion in 2024, with China's box office shrinking by 25% and the rest of the international market down 8.2% as well. It's not just China either. Japan, the number 3 movie ticket market, slumped 10% in 2024. Germany fell 8.4%, South Korea declined 6.9%, and of the top 10 markets outside the US and Canada, only Britain and France matched their 2023 sales. Hell, even Tom Cruise couldn't make more than $600 million worldwide in his last Mission Impossible film. Tom Cruise couldn't even make $400 million internationally. That's when you know you got a problem. And even looking at the top movies of the year, we're in August, and your highest grossing domestic film is a Minecraft movie at $423 million. All MCU movies are still in the top 11. Domestically, we're in August. Movie markets, MCU films are just gonna have to count for this. They're gonna have to lower their budget somehow. Movies just aren't gonna be made and make $1 billion anymore. Like, that's just not gonna happen. And that's why it makes sense to see things like them looking for younger talent to keep costs down for the X-Men. Because our expectations of every MCU movie or every comic book movie making $1 billion or any movie making $1 billion just isn't realistic in this climate. But this movie will make back its money and more. So don't worry.